Clean them out, clean them out, clean them out. Down. Good, clean start there to that one. So we are racing as Epley and Phipps pull away a little bit now. Down into that horseshoe section they go. Working down the straightaway through that little switchback section. Mason Carson, now Kyle Turner right there. Then it's Tommy, CJ, and Phillip. Mason, Carson, and Kyle pulling away now just a little bit from Phillip, CJ, and Tommy. Tommy shuffles himself back to that last position there. Currently running in sixth as Mason, Carson, and Kyle continue to pull away from the rest of those drivers. Phillip now sitting about 3.1 back. CJ behind him, and Tommy bringing up that sixth position here. One last call for volunteers following this race, guys. One last call for volunteers. Mason running good, clean laps out front of this 14-minute heads-up racing action. Carson Phipps running solid in the 2. Kyle Turner keeping good pace in the 3. So far early in this one, very clean for all the drivers. Kind of a follow-the-leader situation right now. Quite okay to do that on when you got 12 minutes remaining on the clock. Carson goes a little wide there, leaves an opening for Kyle just a little bit. Kyle to the inside. Yeah, he got a clean move in there as Carson pushed out wide. So Carson running in a top 3 now. Oh, and then a mistake by Turner. So Carson back to the 2. Mason, Carson, Kyle, CJ, Tommy, Phillip, Brady, and Jonathan. Mason working down that drop down into the step up. Carson now pulling away from Kyle a little bit. Kyle having to deal with CJ on his wing. The all red of Kyle Turner. CJ, oh, big jump there. Oh, CJ's got a good run in this next corner as Kyle out on that cushion. Can't get that car to get some forward by too much wheel spin. So CJ Jellin moving up into the 3 spot now. As we say with your leader here, Mason Epley, as he works. And then back to the 2 spot. Oh, Carson puts it up on 2 wheels. And so here comes CJ. Oh, Carson upside down. He's going to lose 1-2 positions to CJ and Kyle Turner. And here comes Tommy Hines. So it's a 4-way battle for 2 now with CJ leading that charge around. Kyle Turner very wing high, able to throttle out of it. Thank you, Tommy. So Mason, CJ, Carson, make that Kyle, Carson, and Tommy. Tommy clipping the pipe there as he comes down the straightaway, so he'll lose another one. 3:45 down, 10:15 to go. Mason Epley still leaning around. CJ in the 2 now trying to reel him in. Looks like Kyle Turner up to 3. Carson trying to reel him in the 4. Then Phillip and Tommy. 4 down and 10 to go. 4 down, 10 to go. So your leader down in that step up. The left-hand side of the track into that triple. That is Mason Epley. CJ trying to reel him in. 4:30 down, 9:30 to go. CJ Jellin, quick lap of the race last time by 33.595. Down in through those switchbacks they go into that little float down, then the float back out of that bowl. In front of the AstroTurf they go. And down into that pole. Working into the step up over that triple now. Mason and CJ. It was 3.8 last time by. We'll check the gap when they come across the line this time. Carson also starting to close in on Kyle Turner with 5:15 down, 8:45 to go. Carson inside move on Turner. He's got a good spot. Can he get it shut down? He does. Beautiful move by Carson Phipps. Kyle Turner takes it right back down the straightaway. Great run by both of those young drivers as they're working through the switchbacks now. Carson up on the pipe just a little bit. And down right back towards the driver's hand. That is the battle for third. Kyle a little sideways, comes up short. Carson puts it nose down. Carson with great position through there. Oh, but he runs it wide in that next section. So great dicing here, and then Kyle comes up, nose down. That buggy stops almost instantly, so Carson goes back by. Now Turner with a bobble. He'll leave the battle. 6 down, 8 to go. 6 down, 8 to go. CJ trying to chip away at that Mason lead. It is still 3.5 seconds. As Carson Phipps moves up into third now with 6:35 down, 7:30 to go. So we're working towards the halfway point. 4, 5, and 6 battling down the straightaway as we ride along here with Mason Epley into that keyhole section. That gap now down to 2.2 between Mason and CJ with 7 down and 7 to go. 7 down, 7 to go. Mason in for fuel. CJ will stay out, so we will have a position change here. As CJ Jellin will take over that top spot now. Carson in that third spot, in for fuel as well. Tommy in for fuel behind him. $7:30 down, 6:30 to go. 7:30 down, 6:30 to go. So CJ now, it's his turn for fuel. Now we'll see the gap as they come out. And there it is, Mason back to the point. CJ right on him. About a 1.5 second gap between those two drivers now. Carson retaining third position as he comes down the straightaway. Phillip running fourth, going to come in for fuel, so he'll lose that 4 to Tommy. Eight down and 6 to go. 8 down, 6 to go. Your leaders tightening up now down the straightaway. Mason Epley in the pink, blue, and white. The white and blue of CJ with the clear wing right behind him now with 5:30 to go. Fuel stops complete for both drivers, so now they work back and forth together. Battle here for a one-pointer. That is big numbers with all the other high points finishers sitting up in that next heat. A 1 here could be huge for the overall. Down the straightaway they work, Mason and CJ. CJ right on the wing now. Mason down that little floater step down here. We're going to come out of that bowl. Left-hander here. Mason Epley running clean lines, not giving CJ any look at anything here with 4:50 to go on the race clock. Down into that keyhole section, working back into the horseshoe here. Little scrub check, chicaning down the straightaway. 35 flat to a 35.3. Mason the quicker of the two. But a little bit of a pipe clip there, and now CJ on the wing once again. 4:30 down, 4:30 down. Going up out of that floater there, working back left-hander. CJ looking for a way around. No, can't make it happen. Mason right on the racing line, giving no room. Down the hillside, Mason a little bit wide there. CJ no run to get by him on the inside. CJ looks inside. There's Mason sideways, coming up with that little keyhole section. It's Mason, CJ, Carson, Tommy, Philip, Kyle, Brady, and Jonathan. Ten down and 4 to go. 10 down, 4 to go. Just about 3:45 now. CJ looking inside, looking outside. Oh, there's an opening right there. Mason quick on the throttle, gets back in front. CJ knows 3:30 left. There's no reason to force an issue and possibly cause a mistake for himself or something that might require to give a position back with lots of time to go here. 3:20 on the race clock. Mason and CJ, what a battle this one's been. Right there, CJ to the inside, takes advantage. Mason with a big save as he goes upside down on that little roller before that little float down step up. So now CJ Jellin out in front, Mason in the 2, Carson still running strong in the 3. Tommy trying to reel in Carson for that battle, but we stay up front here in 1 and 2. CJ Jellin in the blue and white, a little bit of a dark blue in that back. Here comes Mason Epley down the straightaway. The gap between those two drivers, 2.2 seconds with 2:45 to go. So right now, CJ out front on a 24:14.06. Mason on a 14:09 behind him. CJ, Mason, Carson, Tommy, Philip, Kyle, Brady, and Jonathan the running order. So CJ continuing to stretch legs here. It was 2.7. Now it is now down to 2.1. Mason, 10th quicker there.
Two minutes left.
CJ still leading him around. Mason running in that 2 spot. Carson still running 3. Tommy just pacing Carson right now. Doesn't look like he's really gaining on him. With 1:35 to go. That gap between those two drivers is 1 and 2 is 4.6, and 3 and 4 is 2.3. And now that gap for a 3 here has got tightened up a little bit. As CJ continuing to pull away with 1:10 to go. Make sure the leader works down the straightaway right there. CJ Jellin.
1 minute left.
With 1 minute to go. Tondo goes upside down. Mason slides right to the inside of him there. With 50 seconds left on the race clock, CJ up into this more technical left-hand side of the track. With 40 seconds to go on the race clock. As that battle for the top spot, 4 seconds, looks to be pretty good. We're going to go ahead and switch our cameras over towards in front of the AstroTurf right now. Working for that battle for 3rd place in this one. Coming down towards the stand. Carson Phipps and Tommy Hines into the keyhole. Working into that horseshoe right there. That's the battle for 3rd. They're going to get one more lap. Down the straightaway goes Carson and Tommy. 1.6 is the separation between them with 3 seconds to go. 2, 1, racing to the line. CJ will take the win. Mason looks like he'll go 2, and we got to find out what happens here in this final lap. Carson currently running in 3. What does Tommy have left for him here on the left-hand side of the track? Down in front of the driver's stand they go. Up to the triple. Carson very clean this time. Beautiful through the keyhole. Tommy really pushing it. Very technical section. Carson a little short there. Big jump out. Gets squared. Gets sideways. Comes up here. Here comes Tommy Hines. Drag race to the line. Carson will hang on to the 3. Tommy goes 4. All done. All stop. All done. All stop. So CJ gets the win. Mason 2. Carson 3. Tommy, Philip, Kyle, Brady, and Jonathan. So I'll need all 8 of those drivers who were signed up for that one back to the track to marshal.